Toyota in India majorly have been successful in two categories, the MPV and the SUV segment. It all started out with the erstwhile Toyota Qualis, and now the Innova nameplate has been almost around for 2 decades. Today, we have with us the highly popular Toyota Innova HyCross as we try to gauge its charm and the reason why new car buyers are still attracted towards it. Hello and welcome to CarLelo, an online marketplace that helps you select the right car, get the best deal and finance option all from the comfort of your home. Nayi car, hum hai na yaar. Looks, well, they can be subjective. However, in the mind of a customer, it needs to be massive and imposing. Therefore, a departure from the Toyota Innova Cresta, the HyCross offers a muscular look up front. The chrome bits, LED headlamps, massive grille, LED turn indicators alongside fog lamps complete the front look. Its MPV silhouette is maintained nevertheless with muscular lines. Unlike the Cresta, which is rear-wheel drive, the HyCross happens to be front-wheel drive, which brings us to these elegant-looking 18-inch alloy wheels. Towards the rear is a wedge tailgate that offers a shark fin antenna, roof-mounted spoiler, LED tail lamps, a chrome strip, batches that comprise Innova HyCross and the hybrid alongside a dual-tone bumper that comprises rear parking sensors. So now that we are on the inside, what are your impressions of the cabin over there?
So I really like this minimalistic sort of layout, and the dual tone paint scheme suits well, right? Also, this soft touch leather here and on the door panels feels premium. However, the plastic quality is very poor, especially at this price point.
I agree with you. The fit and finish is not as you expect it to be,
Yeah,
and specifically when you said at this price point.
right.
That said, I really like this dashboard mounted gear lever. It
Yeah.
actually brought back fond memories of the
Yeah.
Honda CRV.
Yeah,
You know, that SUV kind of feel
correct.
that you really get from sitting here.
Yeah.
Apart from that, in terms of the infotainment system, what are your views?
So first of all, this doesn't feel like a factory fitted infotainment system. It feels very aftermarket-ish, right? And the resolution on this one also isn't up to the mark. And for that matter, the all the cameras that this car has, the resolution on that too is very poor, be it the rear parking camera or the 360-degree camera as well.
The front camera as well, you know,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
they are not actually, they don't give that quality in terms of the resolution.
Yeah, yeah.
So again, that is a drawback for this vehicle. That given, I also did not like the resolution of the screen in
Yeah.
particular. It looks far bit outdated in
Yeah.
comparison to competitors like Hyundai and Kia, which offer much better looking screens
Yeah.
and more functionality.
Yeah.
Talking about functionality, well, this does come with Android wireless connected Android Auto and Apple CarPlay.
Wait. Let me correct you on that one. It's only the Apple CarPlay which is wireless and not Android Auto, which is wired.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Why Toyota? Why? You
Why?
could have given something better in terms of more functionalities
Yeah.
and added features.
Yeah. And remember, we were talking about the interface also. It's very basic and it lags
It
also.
lags and it's not
Right.
that intuitive.
Yeah.
That said, the only saving grace for the system has to be the JBL
Oh,
sound
yes.
system.
Absolute bangers. That 9 speaker setup is absolutely amazing.
Helps play your favorite music
Yeah,
and lets
yeah.
you enjoy while being on the road, right?
Yeah.
Apart from that, what do you think about this MID?
So this one's a personal opinion. I believe that on this one they could have done a digital display entirely, and I believe that would have looked much better since it is a hybrid. So all those graphics would have been in sync in the entirely digital MID.
Yeah, kind of again slightly old school kind of
Yeah.
cluster. So apart from that, the AC controls that you see here, the quality seems pretty
Yeah,
decent.
yeah.
Apart from that, the steering mounted controls. Now, if you look at them,
Dated.
the switches are again they don't feel that premium.
Yeah.
You know,
Not at all.
given that this vehicle is premium,
Yeah.
it should have offered a little bit more.
Absolutely.
In terms of comfort, seat comfort, what are your views?
So on that front, kudos to Toyota, and it has been the norm with the Innova nameplate. Space and comfort is absolutely great, and the front ventilated seats, especially in this hot summer in NCR, is a savior for sure.
Okay, I agree with you. Actually, having driven it for a couple of days,
Yeah.
specifically in 40-45 degrees,
Yeah.
it's actually a saving grace alongside the aircon, which works well.
Yes, and I forgot to mention that there's enough leg room as well for my comfort, and there is good amount of cushioning for my comfort again. Good amount of headroom as well. I'm 5'7", so I don't feel any dearth of that as well. So again, kudos to Toyota on the space comfort as well.
All right. So now that we're done with the first row, let's jump into the middle row and see what else is there on offer.
Let's go.
So this has to be the most comfortable section of the vehicle.
And the most used.
Of course, given that such cars are mostly chauffeur driven, of course, what are your views about the seats themselves?
So just like the front seats, the comfort quotient is still intact on these ones. However, I wish these got ventilated seats as well at the back too, just like the front. But on longer journeys, this is a very comfortable seat to be in. And the ottoman is absolutely amazing. But there's a catch. When the ottoman is totally deployed, the front seats have to be stretched ahead, right? And that is the case with your ottoman as well. The driver might have to work on the seating position, right?
Yes.
In that, what happens is that the rear seats become totally inaccessible, leaving no room at the back, and this car becoming a four-seater only.
So basically what you are trying to tell me is that from a 7-seater, it gets shrunk to a 4-seater, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. In terms of the facilities or the equipment that you get in this particular section,
Yeah.
there is also this parcel tray
Yeah.
that seems pretty good to use.
Yeah, it's very neatly done. I mean, does the job. It's nothing fancy, but yeah, it's okay.
But you know, in my view, the quality
Yeah,
still needs to be
yeah,
improved.
does the job, like I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just does the job.
You also get controls for the AC,
Yeah.
which allows you to control the functions of the
Yeah.
vents and the blowers.
The
and
AC
things
is a
like that.
chiller on this one.
Definitely, I agree with you. There are also these ports. What are these about?
These are USB-C ports on which I work on my laptop for CarLelo, right?
Yeah, I get your point.
Yeah, yeah.
Work on the move, huh?
Yes, and you're forgetting the sunroof.
Yes.
Don't you forget the panoramic
Panoramic
sunroof. If
Yes.
I need to be right. And these ambient lights in the night, they look absolutely bonkers. They do add to the whole driving experience, and they do look amazing.
Talking about the panoramic sunroof, in the Innova Cresta, do we get that? I don't think
No,
so. We get
no,
that.
you don't.
So then again, it's
you don't get that on the Fortuner as well. If you want to
again Toyota. Why?
yeah, why?
So yeah. Now let's talk about the third row. So the last row, generally the third row, is very inaccessible for adults. They are meant basically for smaller children. Like you can see right now here, we both are seated comfortably. Uday, again, what are your thoughts?
So I'm astounded by the fact that the third row on this one is so comfortable. However, as you can see, we have Aman over here who's 5'9" and the seat is set according to his height. So would you like to talk about the space that you have?
Yeah, so like you can see, I'm 5'5.5", and there is ample of leg space, which
Yeah.
is non-existent in generally SUVs and MPVs of such stature.
Right.
There is also, as you can see, shoulder room is decent.
Right.
The headroom is also pretty fairly
Right.
good.
Right.
In terms of comfort, the one aspect that I really liked are these reclining seats. As you can see,
Yeah.
if I recline them, I can really enjoy those short as well as long drives comfortably.
That's right. But it will eat up on the boot space, huh?
Agreed,
Yeah.
but again, when you're using the 7 seats,
Yeah.
generally the boot is inaccessible and
Yeah.
you cannot store many things in it,
That's
right?
true.
Apart from that, what other spaces do we have? Do we have any cup holders
Yeah.
or
Yeah, so cup holders on
both
both
sides?
sides, yeah, and there's this storage compartment as well. You also have a 12-volt charging socket over here for your
Which can be again used for charging or
right.
multiple other
And for
purposes.
ventilation, you get aircon vents at the back as well.
Yes, and you also get this seat
3-point
belt.
seat belt.
So
Right,
yeah,
right.
you can.
Yeah.
The person sitting in the middle can utilize
Yeah,
that.
he does get a third.
And there are these belts as well.
Correct,
So
correct.
you can be strapped in each time that you're on the road.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also liked one more aspect, though it is a well thought out feature, but the quality remains to be a bit of an issue, like these grab handles, which are basically meant for you to hold on and get easy access into this particular section
Right.
of the vehicle.
Right.
So that has, again, the quality is a bit lacking.
Right.
That could have been improved with a soft, leather type touch, which would give you more grip.
Correct.
So on the whole, I think, interior wise,
Yeah.
the HyCross fits the bill perfectly.
Absolutely. That sums it up pretty amazingly.
Yeah. Now that we are driving and you are my co-passenger, Uday, what are your views of the view ahead?
So because of the large windscreen, the landscape ahead is pretty much visible and it gives a good view, right? And on the left side, if you see, this glass panel is huge again. So it lets in more light, creates an airy feeling inside the cabin. What about you?
Well, I like the driving position, and it gives me a great view of the road ahead, and also gives me an SUV type of a feeling, which is great.
Right.
Now let's come down to the power plant.
Okay.
As we all know, the Innova Cresta came equipped with a diesel motor.
Right.
Did you know what does this come fitted with?
Yes, I'm aware. It comes with a 2-liter strong hybrid petrol motor.
All right. Yeah. And how do you feel this motor is working currently?
So I feel the transition is absolutely great. It starts on EV and then it takes on to the petrol motor. The transition with this eCVT gearbox is pretty good. And the driving feel is also pretty good. I mean, I don't feel any vibrations or those sort of NVH levels. Of course, it tends to get a bit of louder when you're revving it up. But overall, the ride is pretty good.
All right. There is also ADAS functions, right?
Right.
So, like what I can see right now, I'm driving and I've just initiated this adaptive cruise control.
Right.
So it's working well. But when it comes to the lane departure assist, it kind of has a mind of its own, unless the roads are really marked well, that is where it will work well.
Right.
But one thing I did realize was that on winding roads, it came into its element and did its stuff. So ways you are assured that, the car is functioning well in terms of ADAS functions.
That's that's fine. But going back to the engine part again, if I may, I just want you to tell our viewers what sort of mileage numbers do you get out in city and highway?
Well, as far as the mileage goes, you'll be shocked. This thing gives more than 20 kmpl in the city.
Wow.
While on the highway, it does get reduced because of the sheer use of the power plant itself and not the strong hybrid motor. So that came down to about 17. But still,
that's still impressive.
Impressive, given the price point and sheer size. I think it's a winner.
Right. I mean, you won't expect such mileage figures at this price point. And of course, since you're in the city and you tend to brake a lot, regenerative braking happens. That charges the battery, which in turn translates to more mileage, right? So that is amazing tech from Toyota.
Yeah.
There's another thing that I was reading on the internet, which was about the suspension and the chassis. So Toyota has tweaked the suspension and the chassis as well. So in terrible road conditions in our Indian territories, right? As we are aware, it tends to soak in those bumps pretty easily, and the chassis, which in turn translates to good, sharp driving feedback, which you would like to talk about.
Yeah, so in terms of the ride quality, like you rightly said, it's got monocoque. It's based on a monocoque chassis, so therefore it's stiffer. It soaks in potholes and broken roads with utter ease.
Yeah.
While really bad patches, because of the particular setup it has, can be felt in to a certain limit. But
Right.
then again, uh, considering our urban city roads and the highway, it is just going to be perfect for anybody using this kind of a vehicle. As for the steering feedback, it is precise. I also like the input that it gives, and not to mention the OVRNs that provide that lane departure assist. Talking about ADAS function, it gives you the flexibility of actually checking out what is closest to you in terms of, you know, motorcyclists or a car while you're navigating yourself through the traffic. There is also adaptive cruise control, which works well. While the things that are, another thing that I did like about was the way that this car handles. Given its sheer size, it handles well and offers very minimum amount of body roll.
That's great. So I think that sums it up well, that this car is good in terms of performance, space, comfort, and mileage, at this price point. So all in all, it's a winner.
Yes, it definitely seems to be a winner. Given that this is a Toyota, the HyCross has all the essential ingredients. No wonder why it is so much in demand, as it further builds on the Innova nameplate for luxury, comfort, performance and fuel efficiency. Barring its price, it's definitely going to give competitors a run for their money. If you like this video, do like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. नई कार हम है ना यार.